G'day everyone, Viv here, hope you're all keeping well. Welcome back. Quick studio update. Cleaned up a little bit my miniature painting room, sorting out my paints. I actually can see the floor now. Packed some things away, sorted out my miniature cases, vacuumed, and I've been sorting out my paints to hopefully rearrange the desk there and set up a proper paint station so I can get out the rest of my paints and all my P3 paints and game colour and all that sort of stuff, so I can display them properly. Hopefully if I get that space organised, then I can get back into some painting some miniatures and actually enjoy the process, because I do enjoy it sometimes, but that relies on having easy access to the proper colour paints and not having to search through heaps of stuff to find the colours that I'm looking for. And so hopefully if I get that space sorted out over the next week or so, I can get back into painting some miniatures. But right now, working on some scenery. I showed on Facebook an update today for the ruined buildings, the 40k ruined buildings, fairly sort of typical foam core stuff. Let's have a bit of a look at some of those buildings, where I am right now, some of the issues that I'm facing, some things that I'm not too happy with, but I'm sure will change as I continue to detail them. So let's check that out now. As I mentioned in my post on Facebook, I've got a bit of a cold, so excuse me if I'm a bit croaky. I've left one piece unpainted so I can show you the process that I've gone through. Not so much a tutorial, because I've used an airbrush for a lot of this stuff, which you'll see shortly, but more so how I went around sort of painting these up and then weathering and detailing them. So there's one piece that will be coming up shortly in a separate video, probably in about a week or so. So here are the buildings that I've been working on so far. They're all, like I mentioned before, just basic foam core buildings. And today, whilst listening to Play It Painted live, I was hoping to join in, but couldn't get my mic and headset working. It was a drama. Anyway, but I managed to get these painted up during the Play It Painted live. These are just been airbrushed up in 4 different colours of grey over a black base coat, and then obviously like a reddish brown for the dirt there. I'm happy with how they came up at this stage. They're looking good, but I really want this set to sort of be sort of overgrown and sort of been hanging around for a long time, so they need to be really quite heavily weathered up. So there are the pieces at the moment. There's 7 pieces in the set. As you can see, there's is there 7? 2, 4, 6, yeah, 7. Not including the one that needs to be finished. So there's 7 pieces all up. This is where I am so far. This model here has been weathered, just using some watered down paints and some black ink. Really just giving it a lot of heavy streaking there, and sort of giving the impression that it's been sitting around in the weather for quite some time. I'm relatively happy with how it came up. Using some proper weathering pigments and powders and all that sort of stuff, I'm sure would give a better effect, but for what I've got on hand, I'm happy with how things have come up so far. What I'm not terribly happy with so far is the flock that I've used for the base. The colour of this will change as I seal it. It generally tends to get a lot darker once you sort of drench it in PVA glue. Then I've got a whole bunch of clump foliage and static grass and reeds and all that sort of stuff to apply to it. Then eventually, hopefully, it'll come up sort of something like this. You can see all the little clump foliage and the static grass tufts and all that sort of stuff. That was my little test piece. You can see that the test piece versus the actual piece is a lot lighter, because I didn't go to town so much on the test piece with all the weathering. So that's where we are so far. I'm going to carry on listening to Reef. A great channel if you want to just have something on in the background. His episodes run sort of 2.5, 3 hours per show. It's mostly Warhammer Fantasy related, but he throws in a whole bunch of weird stuff towards the end of his videos. I enjoy listening to it, even though I don't play Warhammer Fantasy anymore, or 40k, or any Games Workshop games for that matter. I still enjoy listening to it. I still do have an interest, and listening to people like Reef carry on sort of wants me to get back into the game. It's kind of like that when you get involved in the story or the fluff, or you see great, nicely painted armies, or you see a cool battle report, you sort of, maybe I should get my fantasy stuff back out again. I don't think that's going to happen, but nonetheless, I'm going to crack on. Check out Reef if you want. I'll leave his video link in the description below. One of those channels that I like to have on in the background, simply because they're long episodes. I don't have to worry about changing videos, and I like listening to him ramble on. that's enough from me. My studio update over. I'm going to get back on with these pieces like I just mentioned, and I'll catch you soon. See ya.